Howdy folks, Nintenjoel here with my first pickup video. I got a Sony Bloggie today. I've been wanting one of those for a while. It's a small video camera for doing exactly this, and now I can do my pickup videos for you guys. A lot of people have been requesting to see how I get my games or where I get my games or just to see what I get. And I will do a video game collection tour at some point as well. However, this video is going to be short because I just want to test out that camera and see exactly how well it goes. I got pickups from 3 places in the last couple weeks, and the first one was this little place in between Medford and Central Point. It is kind of a pawn shop slash thrift store where he gives loans and does trades for all kinds of stuff, everything from video games to tools to toys, just a random menagerie of things that he sells and trades there. He had advertised on Craigslist that all of his Super Nintendo games and all of his Nintendo games were $5. When I went down there, that wasn't quite the case. Some games were more expensive, but I did find a couple that I didn't have in my collection. Those would be Rygar for Nintendo. My buddy Mike has been wanting this game for a long time, and I already had a copy with a screwed up label. The label was ripped right here, and so I got this one for myself to replace as a label replacement, and Mike ended up with my old copy. He was so ecstatic. I've never seen somebody so happy about a video game. It literally brought his childhood back, and he was just so happy. Kind of a Castlevania type game. Action, platforming, side-scroller, just really fun, good music, good graphics, just overall great game. Definitely pick up Rygar if you can find it for cheap. The other game I got was RoboCop for Nintendo. Fairly fun, side-scrolling action game. I haven't really played it a whole lot. I was really surprised and a little let down by the fact that you can't jump in the game. Can't jump in a Nintendo game? That's weird. The only other game I can really think of like that is Bionic Commando. Anyways, maybe I'm doing something wrong. RoboCop for Nintendo, cheapo, good game. That's it for the place out on 99. He only had a couple games that I really needed. So the second place that I picked up games at was an actual video game store in Medford that I frequent quite often. And they didn't have a lot that I wanted there, but I did pick up a couple games. The first of those games would be Young Merlin for Super Nintendo, which I didn't know what this game was. My girlfriend looked it up for me on her phone, and the gameplay looked, honestly, a bit like Zelda. Kind of a overhead adventure type game. Looked really fun, looking forward to playing that game. I also got Karnov for Nintendo, very good side-scrolling platforming game, just really fun, again, good graphics, kind of like Rygar, honestly. Very good game, very happy to have that one, haven't had that in forever. And the last game I got from that place was an unlicensed cart, and I've just started collecting these recently. I've always had a few Tengen carts in my collection, or Tengen as some people call it. I don't know how it's pronounced properly. But I started collecting the unlicensed carts a little bit more recently because I kept finding them in decent shape and decent prices. This one is Shockwave, and it's a really cool gray cart that will not click down on your system unless you press right where it says press here. Go figure. Very strange. Anyways, this game is really fun. It is a side-scrolling kind of game. You're in a spacesuit. You're a dude that's got to collect crystals, and you have to blow blocks away, and I haven't quite gotten the hang of it yet. It seems really hard, but I'm looking forward to delving into that game a little deeper. So that was it at the game store, and then one other pickup I got was not from any store, was from a buddy of mine, actually a coworker of mine who's a buddy. His name's Nick, and he has bought games from me before. He has traded games with me, and I have sold him games before. And I clean games for him too. I do actually clean games and restore games. Anyways, I went to his house and he had a few games that I didn't have, and these are what I got from him. First of all, I got Batman Forever, not Returns. Batman Forever for Super Nintendo. Have not actually played this game yet, so I don't have a whole lot to say about it. Batman games are generally pretty good, but this movie was horrible from what I heard, so I'm not sure if this game is going to be that great. Second game's kind of a funny one. Fist of the North Star. I mean, the game's not funny, the story's funny. He told me that I had to play an hour of this game. He made me promise that I'd play an hour of this game because he said it was so fun. And I did. Well, I tried to. I played about 20 minutes to a half hour of this game and got to, I believe, the third level and got to the end of the level and could not go any further. No boss, no ending, couldn't scroll anymore, couldn't go up, couldn't go down. Tried to go all the way back to the beginning of the level and nothing but regular enemies. Time runs out and you die. I don't know if it's a glitch or what. That would be a really shitty feature of the game, kind of like Cheetamin, where you can't even beat it. I don't think that's it. There must have been a glitch or something with it. Anyways, Fist of the North Star, fun game. He also just gave me Adventures of Bayou Billy. I can't imagine why he'd get rid of a game so awesome. If you haven't played it, that was sarcasm. It's a decent game. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up game for Nintendo where certain levels you actually use the light gun plugged into the second controller port, I believe. And there are shooting parts where you actually use the light gun to shoot things on the screen, and then it'll switch up to a side-scrolling beat-em-up again. Very, very fun, even though, you know, it's a cheapo. The last three things I got from Nick were all three Game Boy Advance games. They were really a good price and really fun. First one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for Game Boy Advance. Very fun game. I don't know what else I could say about that. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games, especially the ones for handheld. For some reason, they just seem really fun to me. The second one is Mario Kart Super Circuit. And I had never really played this before. My girlfriend popped in and tested it for me, and she was quite delighted to find out that this was quite a bit like the Nintendo 64 Super Mario Kart. And yeah, somebody wrote Hartman on the actual label upside down. Thanks, Hartman. Appreciate that. And the last game for the pickups is one that I didn't think was uncommon or rare at all, and it turns out to be an uncommon game. That would be Doom for Game Boy Advance, and boy, this game is fun. I popped this in just to test it and literally could not stop playing it. It's such a good game. If you have not played it on handheld, that is actually the way I prefer it now. With it being on a smaller screen, it's not as pixelated, and it's just hard to put down. Controls are really good. So anyways, that's all my pickups. Go ahead and keep watching out for new videos. I will be putting up more, especially game pickup videos, and showing off my collection that you see here. And that is it for today. Have a good one.